In the end, Derby are going to have a new owner, Danny, after 9 months in administration, 4 weeks from the start of the season. But was it a strange time for Wayne Rooney to say, that's it from me, goodbye? Now that this is all coming to an end.
It's hard to say because I don't know what conversations have been going on and whether he's been trying to work with his hands tied behind his back. I think from a player's perspective, which is the way I think of it, it is unsettling because what you want to do is start the season nice and fit and healthy and have a good, decent squad of players so you can build up some relationships, get a style of play. And when a manager's coming in, I think it's Rosinha they've put in charge temporarily. I don't know if they're doing that permanently, but
he's in an interim basis.
As a player, you're looking around going, he's leaving 1 minute, don't know who's coming in, we don't know what the team's going to be, are we going to gain any momentum? And you're feeling a little bit, it's hard work. I mean, you've got your pay to get on with your job, of course you are, but the sooner they get some stability, the better for everyone.
Yeah. When you look at it, Simon, I mean, when he was caretaker player manager, he won 3 and 11. When he became permanent manager, he won 22 and 73. So, I mean, it's not the most amazing record. It's not an earth-shattering record that he had while he was there. But I would have thought he would have wanted to wait and see what David Close, the new fella in charge, is going to do and what plans he might have got for the club. Because it would appear David Close is the right man to be running Derby with net assets of 300 million quid. He knows what he's doing. Mm-hmm. So it might have been a better opportunity for Wayne to stay.
So did Mel Morris, who had far more net assets than David Close. So just because you've got a few quid in the bank doesn't mean that the football world won't wait for you to be able to take most of that. Now look, the bottom line is Wayne Rooney, I think, was very keen on the Kirshner transaction because Kirshner saw the opportunity to leverage Rooney's brand because of his time at DC United. It was DC, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the perception of how successful that was and how they could universally leverage the brand of Rooney alongside the rebuild of Derby. I'm not sure it's particularly a great loss. I think that Wayne did okay. I think it's much easier to galvanise a group of players when you've got very limited choice. It's backs against the wall, and you can get that sort of mentality into those troops. You know, the disadvantage he started with was 21 points down. They got close to getting back in the mix, and like they did the first season, Wayne came in, was an impact situation. Then all of a sudden they lose the last 12 out of the last 13 or 14 games and nearly got themselves relegated and stayed up by Cardiff scoring a goal in the last minute or something of that nature. Right. In this season, you know, they got themselves right within touching distance of being able to actually perform what was a significant change of opportunity from the 21-point penalty, and they fell away again. Now, Derby fans will say, well, you're not because of the detail. We have players that were lost, right? I don't believe that Rooney has enhanced or detracted his reputation. I think people will perceive Wayne Rooney in a certain way. He's doing the media rounds. I saw him on Monday Night Football. Okay, he's not the most articulate, but he's not the most inarticulate. He carries the opportunity and the disadvantage of being Wayne Rooney. There's a legacy, a baggage of a outlook towards him. It wasn't 9-10 months ago he was laying drunk in a hotel room with some girls around him. Now, that's not the sort of look you want from a manager, but he will have learned a lot from this. Someone asked me a question earlier on, does that necessarily mean he's a shoo-in for a Premier League job? Then they've bumped their head. He's nowhere near that. I would be surprised that Wayne would get another championship job anytime soon. And
I actually think, I take some of your points on board, but I think him getting Derby to anywhere near close after what they went through, and some of the things listening to how the players spoke about his management during that time, I think he's left at a time where his stock's as high as it could be after doing that job.
Possibly.
I think if he was to leave there, stay there, and it goes from bad to worse, and they have a poor start, which I think they will because the squad's not together, they need players.
Yeah.
Then he's seen it coming.
You're
and
right.
I think he's thought, you know what, I've done all right.
Yeah.
And I think there will be some admirers out there who think, you know what, he gave him a chance.
Sure.
He did what he
Did you see the state of that bottom of that championship?
I know.
Did you see the amount of points it took?
I'm talking
it's got to be pretty crappy for Derby to almost catch 21 points disadvantage. That's how bad the bottom of the championship was.
They had to play the top half. They had to play the top half as well, didn't they? It wasn't. I know it was a league of two halves, but all I'm saying,
only he knows.
But from his perspective,
was it the right time,
Simon,
to go?
I would say that it's quite it's quite a good time for him to.
Right.
I don't think he could have done much more than he did. And if he stays there any longer, it's only going to get worse.
I think you've got I think he's a bloody fool. You've got a club that's dropped into League One with 28,000 fans that are going to be galvanised up the yin yang. You've got an owner that's coming in there. We've bought the stadium too, so they're not mucking about. I think he's a fool. If he thinks his currency is going to get better somewhere else because it's more difficult in League One, it might need a little bit of manoeuvring and manipulating in that division. League One is not a division full of quality. So if Derby can actually get some players in the short term into the building and build upon it with 28,000 fans and the momentum behind that, you've got to be out of your mind. That's the place to stay.
Simon, as you say, he might live to regret it. It might have been the time to stick in with a job at Pride Park. But anyway, Rooney is gone, and now Liam Rosenior is in on an interim basis.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.